Welcome back to the channel. This is The Casuals. I'm Jin.
And I'm Saki.
And today's episode is Would You Rather? We've done this before. I think we did it for the first time like maybe 3 weeks ago or something, 3 episodes ago, maybe 4. And we were just doing it, and I thought, maybe we should try. I stole this idea again, where you try guessing the actual majority. And so this is gonna be like that's gonna be the twist where we're gonna actually try guessing the majority of what the answer is. We're not gonna try and argue which one we think is better. We're just gonna try and guess, who is or which answer is the most common answer or the most chosen one. And this one here is will you press a button? So it's slightly different. It's not like would you rather, but it's essentially the same, right? Where you're given two choices, or essentially a choice to do it or not. And as you see here, is you will gain the abilities to read minds at will, but every time you use this power, you lose 1 day of your own life. So this is kind of like new territory. I don't know how much we're gonna go, but we're gonna keep score of who scores better. Maybe we'll do 20 or like 21, right? 21 for whoever gets 11 or way more, wins, I guess, for this episode. I don't know if we're gonna have any punishment or prize for this. And if we sound any different, it's because I got essentially a new computer. So the settings are still kind of rough on the edges. If it sounds good, I'm glad it sounds good. If it doesn't, I'll work on it more. So yeah, are you prepared, Saki?
I hope so. I feel like that first comment says on the screen, I'm mentally insane, so we'll see what happens.
Who knows if we're mentally insane? Alright, so as I read before, you will gain the abilities to read minds at will. But every time you use this power, you will lose 1 day of your own life. What do you think would be the majority for this situation?
For me, I think people would, because you could do it at will, and it's not like automatic. So they could choose to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, like, it's good to have, on the back burner to have just
Yeah.
in case. Like,
And
let's say you're in,
mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, a job interview or something, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're doing well, then you just quickly do it. Yeah, you lose it like 1 day, but it's like, oh, you might, be better off with or without it. I don't know. So I think people would. I think they would press the button.
I honestly think so too. Imagine and plus there's 365 days in a year, right? You can do 1 year of your life, right? Let's just say you live up to 60, right? Oh well, you live to 59. It's not. I mean, 1 year is still a lot, but that's 356 minds you can read, right? And each one of them could be life changing, you know?
Yeah, especially since it's only a day. Now, if it was a year, I don't think people would. But since this says day, I think people would.
Yeah, I honestly think people would. I mean, on the flip side, right? People can argue, "Oh, but you don't know how many, how much time you actually have left to live," right? But I mean, at that point, like if you're expecting to die shortly, might as well go out reading people's mind, right?
Yeah.
So I think yes, I think I'm kind of in agreement. I am in agreement with you. I think most people would press the button. Let's hope we're right. Oh, by the way, it's some rules too. If we both get it right, we both get a point. If we both get it wrong, we obviously get it both wrong. You know.
We don't get a point.
Yeah, you don't get a point. So this will be question 1 for now. Oh.
Well, okay. How about that, though? I mean, we're not right, but we're
We
not
are
wrong.
still right because there are 666 versus 661.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, so it's 1-1, I
Yeah,
guess.
it is
Here,
one. Yeah, so
I guess I will keep score.
yes, it is 1-1. We both got it right. That was a lot closer than I thought, honestly. I thought it'd be closer to like 70-30.
I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest.
Alright, next. You can cure the whole world from HIV and cancer, but you will die a slowly and painful death immediately after you cured everyone with it. But you will be the biggest hero of Earth. Hmm.
I'm I have to remember it's not what I think.
Yeah.
Give me a second to think.
All right, I'll wait for you because I think I have my answer for this one.
Okay, I have my answer too.
Okay, my answer is gonna be yes, but in a weird way, if that makes sense. What about you?
I would think people will not.
Okay. Um, I I guess you'll go first, right? Explain why people would not.
Me first? Okay,
Yeah.
so I think people would not because you'll die immediately after, and two, I'm not sure how it's gonna work, but it says you'll be the biggest hero on Earth or of Earth.
Yeah.
After you cure it, you're just dead. So how will people know about you? It just happens on like a split second later, you're gone. So you cure one, like you cure it, and then you're gone. Like who's gonna know about it? You know,
I
only.
think I think the wording is you'll start dying slowly and painfully immediately, like the moment you finish curing someone, like all of it. But you'll start the process will start immediately after.
So it's
It's worded a little bit weirdly, I know, but I think that's
okay.
what it's getting at.
I thought it meant you're just dead immediately. Like right when it
Imagine.
happens, you just fall over. You know,
No,
it's like
I think like it's like it's truly excruciating and painful and slow. The moment you finish curing, like it will just start hitting you.
honestly, I still think it would be no, even if slowly die, because people are selfish and they don't want to be suffering if everyone else is fine. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like people still wouldn't. That's my answer.
So I do agree with all your points, right? And I think another thing to add on to it, even though I'm disagreeing or not disagreeing, but I'm going with the other one, right? Other option, is that this doesn't say you cure it completely forever. It's just, I guess, currently, right? So who knows if it, like, they don't know, assuming they think this far, they don't know if it's gonna pop up again and your work is meaningless, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing that they can consider. The only reason why I'm saying they would push the button is because a lot of people, right? And you think this is, uh, I don't know. I heard people talk about this all this time where they're like, it's not like necessarily a fantasy, but people think about like, what if I could be that person that can like change the world for the better, right? I'll take the, pain and suffering. And I'll be that person, and like they fantasize it, right? Not that they would do it, but they would fantasize it, if that makes sense, right? And so for them, it's easy to push. Yes, I would do it because they're not gonna. Realistically, it's never gonna happen, right? This situation would never happen in my like. If it did, then I'd be surprised, but because it would never happen, that like actual part where the selfishness starts kicking in doesn't kick in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I get where you're coming from too.
Yeah, but no, I
But
totally agree. I think people would be selfish. Like they, in reality, if this were to happen, they would not fucking press the button.
yeah, I get where you're coming out with people want to be that person, you know.
Yeah,
But I don't know. In today's world, I feel like there's more selfish people than helpful people.
I will press. I will not press the button because again, I do agree with you in terms of realistic terms. I'm just simply on the other side because of that potential like fantasy type people, right?
Hmm.
So we'll see who.
People will. Oh,
I think,
huh.
no, but I still think it's like my argument is like for that specific reason. Like they think they would do it, but when it actually happens, they would not do it.
Probably not. Yeah, since it's like a hypothetical.
Yeah, and like that actual like consequences is not there. They're not being punished for pressing this.
Imagine if they are.
All
You
right.
should
So...
get like shot in the knee if you get it wrong. If you get it wrong.
That would, dude, that would suck so much. All right, so that's question 2, and I guess it's 2-1 now.
Yeah, I changed the score
Cool.
on my end. Yeah,
Unfortunate, dude. I do agree with you wholeheartedly that people would not press a button, but unfortunately, it's the internet.
yep. I don't know. I'm more pessimistic, I guess.
um, will you press the button? Men rule the world, but women get 3 times more money than men for the exact same job forever.
Here's a question. Don't men technically quote unquote, rule the world?
Yes.
Because like
Unfortunately,
all like
yes.
most presidents,
Yeah.
they're male. I know there's some female, but I'd say most are male,
Yes.
already. So, but when they
And
get
even like in today's job, you know, world, men are still favored more for some reason. I guess, in office work specifically, like there's always a discriminatory between male and female, you know.
oh yeah.
So, but I guess here, would they press the button? What do you think?
God, I'm so pessimistic. I don't think people would. Well, at least the males probably wouldn't.
Honestly, I am actually on the same. I don't think they would press the button because I honestly think people's ego for like, especially in money, right? People get
Because men want to be
hurt.
yeah, men want to be the breadwinners.
Yeah, they will get hurt. Like, it doesn't matter if you rule the world. If someone's earning more money than you, people will get hurt. They'll like get like jealous. Like, I've gotten jealous at people earning more money than me, right? Easily, right? It's like, oh, because you can afford a certain lifestyle, right?
Hmm.
Um, and money is power in this world. Unfortunately, money is like the ruling power of this world. So even if you rule the world, if you have the fucking money, you know, what of it, right?
Yeah.
um,
I would say people won't.
yeah, I honestly think most people won't because I think they would be jealous. I think for us it would be I will not. Should we go ahead?
Yeah. Do it.
We were right.
Okay, so we both get one.
Damn, but 32% would?
I'm sure it's
Oh,
a
wait, no,
majority
no,
of
no,
like,
no. No, I don't know how to think about this because for us, we're just simply trying to determine who would actually press it or not.
yeah.
This is not our own personal opinion.
Yeah, we're basing it off general like population like
Yeah.
so technically we got it right.
Yeah. But this
I
does
don't
not
know.
reflect us as people.
Yep.
So that's question 3. Question 4. All your friends and family would achieve their hopes and dreams, but you would die. I think this is easy.
Dude, I just thought about me. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I
None of my
think
family gets to achieve their dreams.
I think no. Like, you know how I remember telling you about the fantasy part? That
Yep.
the question? I think that's because, that is universally good, right? You cure people from pain and suffering, right? Here it's more like achieve their hope and dreams. I bet you they have people they hate within their family and friends. I bet you.
I agree.
And they
So
would not die for it.
yeah, I don't know if people would die. I'm sure there's, those very optimistic people that are like, of course I want, better for family and friends,
Uh-huh.
even if it costs me my own life.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure there's a population of those people, but is there going to be enough to for people to push that button?
Yeah. And here's one, the smart one. It doesn't say when I would die. Loophole. Let's just assume you die immediately. I think that's how the question is supposed to phrase it, but they didn't phrase it
Yeah.
that way. I think they would not press it. Same for you.
Oh, I'm kind of deciding. Hold on. I'm gonna go. People would press it
People
actually.
would press it because you think there might be people might think there's a loophole.
Well, not only that, but I think because it is a hypothetical, people
Uh huh.
would want that
Ooh, okay.
just to be like, oh yeah, see, I'm a good person. I thought I want that to happen, but in reality, they don't. But they press the button anyway.
Yeah. What about you
I'm
personally?
probably,
Let's just go
I'm
off
probably,
who. Yeah.
I'm probably thinking way too hard about this.
Personally, you would not though, right? Not your answer, but you would not personally, right?
Um, yeah, I wouldn't press the button for me.
Assuming I'm gonna both assume that, or I'm gonna assume for the both of us that you would die immediately, because there's no way that if you say you would die, it's like, well, yeah, I just outlived my life, and everyone achieves their hope and dream. That's fucking easy then, right? But I'm assuming you would die immediately. But I'm also thinking I will not. So we're both on the opposite spectrum. Let's see who actually gets it correct for the majority or the rest of the people. Damn, you win.
I would. See, I knew
Okay.
it. There are those people.
Damn. All right.
One of those good.
Damn. All right. So we're tied up, huh?
Yes, 3 to 3.
All right, move on to question 5. Ability to teleport anywhere, anytime, in an instant. But for every meter you teleported, one person, be it a child or scientist who has a cure for cancer, will die. I think this one's kind of easy for me.
I feel like people probably would, because I'm sure there's more than one person with the cure, right?
I think people wouldn't, just because a meter is pretty, like, distance-wise is pretty large, but, like, if you want to teleport to all across the world, you're killing a lot of fucking people.
I'm a horrible person today. I was gonna say, well, we need to thin out the population a little. I'm so
Oh,
sorry. I'm so bad today, man.
I guess,
Maybe it's
I
my
guess,
headache.
I, I guess to give you some context, this website at least has seemed to exist as early as 8 years ago. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
It seems to have. I don't know exactly how long.
Oof. This is gonna be tough.
I'm just gonna straight up tell you, I am on the side of I will not. I don't think people will. Just because I think they would think too many people would die.
That, and I have a question.
Uh
Do we even have a cure for cancer?
huh. As of right now, no.
So even 8 years ago, it's like. But then these are all hypotheticals.
Yeah. I think you gotta keep it simple.
I'm overthinking all these. I already know that.
I do too. Don't worry, man.
Probably no. Then I would
No?
say majority would say probably not, because yeah, like you said, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Let's say yeah, like we're going to Japan. We go all the way to Japan. You know how many people would be gone from that?
Well, 29,874 people would press the button.
Huh.
But it seems like we're still right. The majority would not press the
Yeah.
button. So we both get a point.
Still tied.
Yep. Alright, question 6. Give me a moment. Ooh, we might have to just end it at question 11. Anyways,
Sure, that's fine.
will you press the button? You press the button. But there's a 90% chance something good will happen and 10% chance something bad will happen.
People would press the
Yeah,
button.
100% they would press the button. You know how many people gamble?
Yeah, I was gonna say people would press the button easily. Just the odds of that happening, of something good happening, are too high.
Yeah, people would say 90% is really high compared to like maybe 70. Like I think people will start thinking if it was like 60-40.
Yeah.
But not 90-10, dude. I think 90-10 is too easy of a push a button.
Yeah, 90-10 is definitely people would. I'd say most people would.
Yeah. As this man says in the bottom here, we gambling, boys. Yep, 81%. I knew it, dude. That was too easy.
5 to 5, baby.
So we're now on question 6, right? We're gonna be moving on to question 6, I believe. Yeah.
I don't even. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're on question 6 now. Or no, question 7. Yeah. So will you press the button? You are the most beautiful person in the world, but you're the dumbest person in the world. I think this is a little bit easier for me personally.
I have to think. I'm overthinking it. I already know. Would people rather be beautiful and dumb? Or
The dumbest.
it's like that thing.
Yeah.
It's like pretty and dumb or smart and ugly kind of thing, right?
Yeah, definitely it's going towards that. I'm on the side of they would not press the button because I think especially if you are the dumbest, right? I assume you wouldn't even be able to function as a person if you're the dumbest.
True, you just have your looks going for you.
And I think there's a certain limit.
I would say no as well.
All right, let's see what happens. Yep.
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah. I expected it to be at least 70% no. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, so we're still both tied at
6 and 6.
6 and 6. Gotcha. Gotcha. You got yeah. We tied on
All of them except one.
1,
Each.
right? One each. Yeah, so I think we're on question 8 now. Yeah, that makes sense. 6 and 6, yeah. Because if we tied on all of them and then we got 1 1 each, it should be. We just finished question 7 then. So we're going on to question 8. Let's see. William Preston Button. You can create parallel universes of your design at will, able to travel to them endlessly and cannot die. But for every hour you spend in another universe, you must spend 1 second being brutally tortured.
I would I would say so, yeah, because then you just don't spend a whole hour there. Spend 59 minutes, come back.
Oh, yeah, maybe people will think about that.
And then no, the 1 second doesn't exist because it's not big full 60 minutes.
And I wonder. No, yeah.
I don't know if people thought it through like that. That's the thing.
It is a second, too, right? So theoretically, in 24 hours, you'd be only tortured for 24 seconds total. And people are like,
True.
that's worth, I can't die. But I'm spending in my most ideal world, right?
I think people would.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to actually go with... Actually, no, I will go with you. I think people would actually do it, because it's only 1 second, right? It's not like an equivalent of 1 hour. I think if it was 1 hour to 1 hour, I think people would reconsider.
If it was an hour to hour ratio, I don't think people would.
Yeah. Oh, thank God I reconsidered. Oh, dude, I thought people were like, but people don't like, people don't like paying, but I was like, but I think there would be enough people who would actually, do it, and I was right. All right.
Still tied.
Still tied. Question 9. You survive an zombie apocalypse, but everyone you know and care about dies. Ooh.
That's tough.
There are
For me, I'd push the button.
I guess I'm parallel to you, huh?
But let me think.
Okay, for me personally, I would not push the button because even if I survive, right, everyone you know and care dies. You're just alone at that point.
True.
And this is assuming this is a whole zombie outbreak everywhere in the world, right? What else can you do? People aren't running servers anymore. The internet probably is gonna stop functioning. Food. They don't even tell you if you're gonna have food or water after that point.
I think people would not push the button for this one.
I think honestly, people wouldn't, just because also everyone you know and cares. That's pretty harsh. We both get it right. But apparently 38,563 would press the button.
You probably have some zombie apocalypse fantasy.
Probably. I feel like more people fantasize about fending off the horde for their loved ones,
Yeah.
I feel like The Last Stand is more common to think about rather than being alone. I'm sure there's some introvert out there be like, yes, it's heaven, Alright, question 10. You marry your ideal intellectual partner, okay, but your partner will be physically unattractive to you.
People will not. People
will not.
People literally go for looks most of the time.
100%. I think that's the easy one. So you want to just immediately go for it? Because I don't think that's really even a debate.
Yeah, let's just put.
I think most people, yeah. I think personally, I would say different, but generally, I think people would not. Yep. It is hard, man. Being physically attractive and people being physically attractive is like an instinct type thing, right?
Yep.
So it's hard to deny that. Alright, so I think this is question 11. We're still tied up to this point, so we're gonna have to see if this will, split us. You will become the most liked person in the world as if you granted world peace, cured world hunger, etc. Receiving anything you want. You die in 1 year exactly of a freak accident. I think that's easy, no, right? Because people don't want to die.
True.
Even if you're the most like, it only lasts for a year, and people are gonna be like, that's not fucking worth.
Yeah, I don't think people would.
Yep. Oh, that's a lot more. I thought it would be closer to like 90 or 80. Interesting.
Hmm.
Do you want to keep on going until we break the tie, or do you want to just declare this a tie? Since we can go on. It could be. It could probably go on forever if we keep on getting it right.
True.
What is the current score right now?
10 to 10.
10 to 10. You want to just end it here then?
If you want to, yeah.
I think it's good. Wow. We got exactly. We got together. We tied on like what? 9 questions total, and then we got 1 difference each.
Mm-hmm.
Which ended up giving us 10 to 10. Interesting. Alright, so I guess first time it's a tie. We were able to guess most of them. I think the other 2 were kind of like, it was the fantasy part, right? That's literally what it came down to.
Yep.
So it was just a determination of if people fantasize about being the hero and stuff. Turns out for each prompt we both got it wrong. But yeah, this has been, I guess, kind of interesting, right? That it gives you even a number of how many people actually voted too, so you can see how many people have seen this question. You're like, oh, I would do this or I would not do this.
Right. It's interesting how people's thoughts.
And who knows? Some people may just be like, I want to go the opposite spectrum just to mess with people, right?
True.
And so yeah, this was dated as early as 8 years ago. So yeah. I think personally, there were a lot of times where I wouldn't press the button. I think the easiest one ever would be the reading the minds.
To not press it or would
To press it. Press the button
yeah.
read minds for 1 day out of my life. Like, lose 1 day out of my life. I think that's like the easiest one because you like realistically, right? If you're saving it to take advantage of what you need to do in order to go to that next step of your goal, I feel like you would not exceed more than like 50 at most.
Yeah, I'd agree. Like, you would. Well, people with common sense would use it, sparingly.
Yeah. And even if you were to go willy-nilly about it, 365 individual times, separate times of reading someone's mind, right? That's insane.
That's a lot.
Yeah, if you were like, 365, that's not a lot. It's a lot. If you're like, especially, imagine doing it once a day, dude. You're doing it once a day. Every single day you're reading one person's mind. That's a lot. Like, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you could do multiple. Even if you were to do 10 a day, it would still take you 36 days straight to reach that 1 year. Or 36.5, I guess. That's a lot.
There are some people that would abuse that power.
Yeah, and then they would probably die. Too early,
I'm sure a lot of people aren't even concerned about that.
Maybe not, yeah. Well, this has been the episode. Hopefully it was fun. Hopefully you guys were playing along with us, whoever's watching this in the future. And let us know if there's any audio issues. Hopefully it's not. I mean, I was listening to our recording back when we were doing testing and it seemed fine, but very heavy emphasis on seemingly fine. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe we'll do more of this in the future. Who knows? And so yeah, I'll be ending this. So I'm Jin.
And I'm Saki.
And this is The Casuals, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.